Okay, so this week is review, so every single class we're doing something different. So for the last class I did, shit, what did I do? Oh, close guard arm wrap, right? So for this class we're going to do north-south, the escapes. We're going to do the escapes again. So she has double under, right? A lot of times when we're doing this, some people will do like the log roll. You get a little bit stuck. And they're always framing with two hands. So I want to make sure that we're focusing on going 2-on-1 on one side. If you need to pedal on your legs, you can, or you can just go from where you're at. So framing on one side allows her to not walk to that direction. Because if I'm here and I start walking my legs this way, she'll just walk in a circle. And even when I keep spinning, she keeps walking. So I want to frame here. So legs, I frame and create a little bit of space, right? Because I want to get my knee in. The nice thing is that since I'm framing on one side, she can't go to this side anymore, because when she walks to her right, I can just keep that frame. So she can only go to her left, which is good because then I can put my knee in and then recover guard. So double under, you can choose whatever side you want, whatever's easier. I like to go on the side that my head is, unless I'm just being smashed right in the center. Here, make sure you don't telegraph it. You can start spinning, go 2-on-1, and then create space, and then recover. One more time, please. And because if you just go here, that's a lot easier for her to counter, because I have equal force on both sides. So I'm going to go through, create space, framing, until I can get my legs in, and then going to open guard. Okay? Any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. Side control, usually that's how they get to north-south. So remember, if I'm super lazy with my hands, and if I just stay here, and then she switches her hands, and then she goes north-south, and she ends up going double under, this is worse for me, right? Even though we did the same escape on the last one where you're here, it's better for me to have frames. So when she starts the side control, the key is that you have to be proactive. So when she drops it over, I can catch armpit, and then I'm using my forearm. Same thing when she starts circling, I'm catching here, because I want to be able to use my arms, because even if she sprawls, I should be able to stop her from like completely obliterating me in north-south. Okay, so once I'm here, now you can choose to bring your shin in. So some guys will only use the same shin, some guys will choose whatever side the head's free. So there's more space on this side, so I'm going to create a little bit of space. I'm going to bring my shin in. And that means I can only spin in the one direction to recover my guard. So we start side control. I'm going to be proactive and catch 1. She goes, I catch 2. I bring this up a little bit. My shin comes in. I can't spin to my right because of the way my legs are oriented. So I want to frame and go to my left. And this will help stop her from passing until I can square up my legs and then get into open guard. So if she ends up starting here, some people will keep this nice and tight here, so that when she starts to feel this and she starts adjusting her hands, I adjust. So that's kind of like a nice bait. The other option is you can use your knee to nudge to create space. Then once you have this here, she's going to try to trap that arm. When she does, I bring my arm in. Same thing. I'm pummeling this in. When she starts to go, I right here. Nice frames. Now the key is when you have this here, you have to bring your elbows away from your body. Because if you're flat here, your elbows are on the ground. I don't have enough pressure to push her up. This is where I'm getting force. Then I create space. My shin comes in. I circle. And then I square up. One more tip. I won't stop on this one. Okay, questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. You got something? Okay. I haven't covered yet where she is, this arm is underhooking, and this one is not. So whether she's trying to go for a head and arm choke, or she just likes to be in this orientation, that's fine. So the key is that I need to bring this arm on the opposite side of her face. So I can do a big bridge, and as soon as my hips drop, I'm going to bring my hand over to the other side. So keep it close. I'm going to bridge and catch here. And now I have cross face. So I can pedal on my legs to come up. And I can really come all the way up to my knees. It's utilizing your bicep to cross face. Let's see if I can get it back. There you go. So my right arm's free. I come here, I'm going to bridge and catch. Some people like to frame on the hip to create space. Some like to grab this here. So then when I start pedaling, I shut this cross face. So I can come up for either the drag or I can use a hand to create space and bring my shin. But the main thing is she's over under, right? And this arm is free. Even if my head's on this side, it doesn't matter. It's actually easier. I come underneath, bridge, and I catch. I like to cup this side, and you can even walk. Bringing your elbow out, and then coming up for the back. So, quick one, questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. And spinning Shin. So, we have double under. I cannot push her head. She's too tight. So the only thing I can do is I can find her hip, right? And even if she's sprawling or not, right, I won't be able to go 2-on-1 on one side. But for this thing, we'll just have her on her knees. So I want you to frame on the hips, and I want you to scoot down as far as you can, like this. Now there's going to be a side where her head is going to be. If it's in the center, then I can just go to the side. I'm going to swing, and if I go to my right knee is going to go right in this gap. So I swing, right in that gap, and then I'm open. So either her arm is stuck, and I'm on it, or she pulls her arm out, and I'm in open guard. Whatever happens, I feel real good about it. So double under, and it doesn't have to be fast, right? So pushing, I'm just going over my shoulder, and my knee goes right here. And so I'm either on her arm like this, and I can climb up, and there's also that submission, or she pulls this arm out, and I'm in a really nice open guard position. So we'll do one more slow, and then one more fast. So, hips, frame, choose a side, and open, and the open guard, or just full send it. Here, and go. The thing is that if you're not careful, the person on top, your arm's gonna get stuck, and then there's no transition. So it's better to just retract your arm, start passing versus having your arm stuck, and now they can do like a chicken wing or something like that. Okay? All right, 1, 2, 3.